Last year, Amazon's Ring security cameras were hacked, leaving its customers vulnerable to extortion and harassment. But the corporation blamed their customers. In a statement to Vox's Recode, Ring said they do not comment on ongoing litigation, but, quote, it is important to note that there is no evidence that Ring's systems or network were compromised.
So we reached out to Ring for a statement as well. They have not yet responded. Joining us now to discuss the allegations against the company is Hassan Zavareei. He's partner at Tyco and Zavareei. He represents the hacking victims in a class action lawsuit. Hassan, it's great to see you. So take us behind it, because this is a little, it's confusing, which is that these people were hacked. The company says Amazon or Ring itself was not hacked. How did that happen? Was there a breach? And tell us, what is some of the material damage that was done to the victims of the hacking?
Yeah, I think the most outrageous thing about this is just the blatant lies that Amazon is spreading, blaming the victims, provably false things. So what they're saying is that these people's login credentials were probably breached through some other data breach, and someone picked them up on the dark web, right? Mm-hmm. You know how you can get login credentials off the dark web, and that somebody used that, and then they found their login and password and logged in because these stupid consumers had just used old login credentials. Absolutely false. The reason we know it's false is because our clients used original 16 and 14-digit passwords. So that's just a provable lie, right? Mm-hmm. And the other reason we know that Amazon and Ring was actually hacked is because they allow for an infinite number of combinations of passwords to be run. So all you need is these, they call them scripts.
Those breakers.
Yeah, it's like they call it a brute force attack. And they've been floating around on the internet, hey, this is what you need. They sell them for $6 if you want to break into Ring. And so people just run them, and nothing, like your Netflix account will freeze you up if you try a certain number of times.
Right.
Not your security system if you got it through Ring.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That is crazy. Okay,
so what did happen? I mean, what is the potential damages here? Not everybody knows exactly what Ring is. I mean, this is in your home. That's part of what freaks people out so much about
this. Yeah, it's supposed to be a security system, right? And it's a security system sold. It started out as like this failed Shark Tank project. The guy went ahead and started up himself. Amazon bought it for $1 billion. And although Amazon's, obviously one of the biggest companies in the world with access to the greatest technology, they took the so-called security system and didn't provide any real kind of security around it. And so now they're selling it and promoting it. You'll see the Ring commercials everywhere as this security system, and their whole marketing is all about, keep your family safe. And people are buying it up and by the millions. And sales were up 400,000 this December over last December. So people are buying this, thinking it's protecting them in their homes, and in fact, it's just allowing a backdoor attack into their homes.
So what are some of the damages that we saw with some of your clients? What happened? Do you know what type of information was breached? Was there material effect on them? Take us back.
Yeah. So with Ashley LeMay, her 8-year-old daughter was really sort of traumatized by this whole thing. I mean, they're playing the scary movie music from Insidious and telling her, I'm your best friend, trash your TV, through the Ring system, yeah. Talking to this little girl, and she starts crying, Mommy. She's now in therapy. She's wetting her bed. I mean, these are for her serious issues. Serious. Another client, they told them, the alarm started because it's a security system. They started blaring their alarm in the middle of the night. Woke up one of our clients and said that if you don't pay 50 Bitcoins, that we're going to terminate you. Keep in mind, they have these people's home addresses.
Right.
Another client, they sent a pizza to their house to show that they knew where they lived. Mm-hmm. When they unplugged one camera, they went to the outside camera and said, we're outside your house. So there's emotional distress damages for the people who were hacked, but for everybody else who bought the system, they bought something that is basically virtually worthless in our estimation. Mm-hmm. You don't buy a security system that actually compromises your security.
So is this a class action lawsuit? Where does the legal process go from here?
Yeah, so it is a class action. I think one of the interesting things is, as we see in the consumer work that I do with these massive corporations, in particular Amazon, is that they're planning on invoking forced arbitration. In other words, instead of giving our clients an opportunity to go to court and to battle this in public, what they want to do is sweep it all under the rug and force our clients into closed-door, private, confidential arbitration where nobody knows what happens, where they can't come together and work as a class, where they're all divided into individual siloed cases without a jury, without a real judge. It's usually like some former corporate lawyer that's presiding over the arbitration. So that's what Amazon is signaling that they're going to try and do.
Basically like, forced sort of secret payoffs where Amazon never has to admit any sort of wrongdoing or be held really accountable in any way.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
What they're going to want.
Where they can get away with lying and lying and lying.
Hassan, how many victims are we talking about here?
Well, I would argue that there are millions of victims, right? Because everybody that owns one of these is a victim. As far as we know, though, we've seen dozens of people that have reported having been hacked. The interesting thing is though, that a lot of people may have been hacked and don't know it,
right?
Because they don't always talk to you, right? And with our clients, it looks like they were watching them for a while, watching the daughter. They played music in both of the children's bedrooms until the daughter came in to try and figure out what was going on. And that gives them access to older videos that have been cached. So once they hack in, you can see back things. And so this is your most private, intimate thing. So you could be blackmailed.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's and also people discussing financial matters, personal matters. I mean, so this is one of the most, I think, insidious types of data breaches that you could have.
How much do these systems go for?
So our client, for the whole system, spent over $1,000 to have it installed in his house. I think they paid maybe $500 for the cameras. They got the little, the keypad, sort of like your ADT security system.
Yeah.
The individual cameras themselves cost about $100.
Wow. And so when you're going up against a massive corporation with like Amazon that has literally limitless funds to fight this, to make sure that they're able to protect their investment and never have to admit any wrongdoing, et cetera. I mean, how do you view that sort of David-Goliath struggle? How do you approach it? Well,
that's what we do every day, and we love it. I mean, we team up with other lawyers. Our law firm's only 16 lawyers, but we team up with other law firms. We do this as a group effort with other experts who've done similar types of litigation, and we go toe-to-toe with these guys. So, they may attempt to intimidate others, but we're not intimidated by them.
Well, it's a good luck in the case. Very interesting. Thank you, Hassan.
Thank you so much for educating us on this. Appreciate it. Coming up, how did the professional managerial class lead to a new class war? Author Michael Lind is going to explain that next.